Hi there, it's Saturday the 22nd of November 2014. My name's Andy Rowe and this is trendfollower.co.uk, and I'm just going to run you through my open positions and talk about how they're getting on and how I feel about it, good, bad or indifferent. And I'm going to do these in alphabetical order. So I'm going to start with AK Steel. This is a steelmaker, of course, and I'm long AK Steel. And this week they went down a little bit, as they have done the past few weeks. So not good for AK Steel. Alcoa, however, has done well. It's risen up. This is a position I'm long Alcoa, and they've made a new high. So that's great. You can see the candle here did very nicely this week, and is above the upper channel line. So good high there. So just gonna track it up. So see what happens. That's great. Amara Mining. I'd gone long Amara Mining, I think, when it went through the MA50 somewhere up here, but it's been falling and falling, and it fell a little bit this week, so not massive amount. So I think my stop is down below this low here. So if it goes below this here, about I think 8 pence, then I'm out. So I've got a lot of leeway there. So I'm just going to let it run. This is sort of bottom fishing, just trying to pick something that's coming up from back from the dead. So back in 2013 it started to rise, but then more recently it's been falling again. Presumably because of commodities and gold, including gold, not being so good. But their time will come. So I just hang in there. CBS, as I said in my video last week, I closed this trade. I was short CBS, and I got the fright as the price started to rise, and I closed it. But I thought I'd just keep it in my list of positions, just to talk through kind of emotionally how I see the price going, and whether I wish I had kept the trade running, or whether I'm glad I've closed it. This week it went up. Now remember, it was a short trade, so I was going to make money if it went down in price. This week it went up a little bit, but by all accounts, really, it's still technically in a bear market. There are a series of lower highs, a series of lower lows. The shorter moving average, the 20, is below the longer term moving average, the 50. So this is still in bear territory, really. I closed it completely against the rules of my trading, just because I got the frights. And is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? I don't know. This week it went up. Last week it went up a little bit. So that's made me happier that I've closed it, but unhappy that I didn't follow my system.
Avast virus database has been updated.
Thank you very much for updating my antivirus. Lovely. There we go. That's CBS. Evraz, this is industrial metals and mining. I'm long Evraz, and this has made a new high. So that's brought a warm little glow to my heart, because I went long Evraz as it came through the moving average somewhere here. And yeah, it's doing well. So long may that be the case. ExxonMobil has gone up this week. So this is obviously an oil and gas producer, US company, and massive company, and they've had a better week. That's that. The FTSE 250, I'm short this index. I went short it last week. My feeling is that there's a downward trend going on here, and you can see, looking at the upper channel line, the channel line is coming down successively. The lower channel line is coming down successively. The shorter term moving average, the MA20, is below the longer term moving average, the MA50, and I possibly shorted this a bit prematurely. It kind of would have made sense maybe to wait for for a candle to drop down through the moving average 20. But I was looking at it on a variety of different time frames, and I feel I may have come fairly close to it hitting a high here. So I think that's a good time to go short. If it comes up, I think, above this previous high, I think I'm out of the trade. But potentially, there's quite a long way to go, even to get down to here. This bit of support down here may stop it going much further, but we'll see. Time will tell. But it hasn't done much this week, that's the bottom line. GKN, I am short GKN, and this week they've moved up. They've done well. So that trade's it's going the wrong way for me. But as I said before, what I'm looking at here is a sequence of waves coming in and going out, coming in and going out, and hopefully this is a trade that's going out, and the the wave will come back in again, and the tide will go in the direction that I think it will. What I've done with this trade is I've moved my stop to break even, and I think that I went short GKN. I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere around here. So if the trade keeps going against me, then my position will get closed for a no loss trade. And in fact, we'll talk about this with another share in just a minute. I've done this, and this has been a problem. So obviously, if GKN goes up and goes up and goes up and starts to go above the MA50 and it all starts to rise again, I'll be very happy to be out of the trade, particularly for no loss. But obviously, if my stop loss gets hit and then it goes down again, then I'll be a bit fed up. So, and we'll talk about this with another share where that happened. So anyway, I think I'm still in profit with GKN, but yeah, it could be that the trade's going to die a death if things go well for GKN in the next week or two, which personally, selfishly, I hope they don't, but we'll see. Uranium hasn't done much this week. If you remember from previous weeks, I went long uranium somewhere around here, seeing that it had made quite a low, and I thought it had bottomed out. But of course, I think the week after I bought it, it fell further, which it's a kind of salutary lesson from the markets. But I'm pretty much up now at break even, and I certainly think that uranium is going to be something that people are going to want, even if they are in denial about nuclear energy. I think we're going to be forced to, and possibly fairly quickly, to use uranium and make our electricity from nuclear sources. But I mean, that's just my own feeling. But we'll see. Graphenia hasn't done much this week. Last week did very well. I long Graphenia, so you can see this is something that's been going down, and hopefully it hit a bottom down here earlier in the year and is rising up. So we'll see. So we'll just hang in there. That was a nice trade. Now this is the trade that I was kind of alluding to, Granger. So as you probably have gathered from previous videos, I'm fairly bearish about the property market for all the reasons you can see here. It looks like things are going down, and I shorted Granger, which is a property company, somewhere here as it made a new low, and there were good reasons for doing that. So I think the 20 MA had crossed below the 50 MA, series of lower highs, series of lower lows, so I went short, and all was looking fantastically good for me as it continued to go down. And at this point, I think down here somewhere, I was quite nicely in profit with the trade, so I decided to move my stop down to break even. And what I didn't want to happen was for Granger to rise back up and my profitable trade then to go into loss. So I moved the stop to break even around the 200 mark when the price had moved down here. But look what's happened. It's been going up in recent weeks, and this week actually, you can see how at one point it just rose up to around about the £2 mark, 200 pence, but fell back down away. Now that closed my position, so I'm no longer short Granger. And interestingly, if you look at the candle, it's got a long pigtail up at the top, and often this says that the price had risen through the week and then it got pushed down again, and so there was kind of resistance to the share price rising, and so it wouldn't surprise me in the least, if we saw that Granger started to fall again. So this is the downside to moving a stop loss. If Granger goes up in price and keeps going up in price, then I'll be very happy that my stop loss was triggered. If Granger goes down and continues to trend downwards, then I'll be cheesed off that my trade is no longer open. But this is the hard thing about the type of trading that I'm doing is when I'm doing trend trading, I need to have a good gap for the stop to run, but there comes a point where I make the decision to move it to break even, and the risk is that the trade then gets closed. The alternative is to gradually move the stop along the Donchian channel here, maybe just above it, so that if things do go the wrong way, then my loss would be reduced, but there'll be this period of time where the stop loss is still relatively larger than having moved it to the break-even point. So it's really hard. I mean, really, in lots of terms, lots of ways, it's the next few weeks that will sort of dictate whether that was a good move or not. You know, who knows? So we'll see. So I'm kind of having a think about my technique here. Do I just have a fixed point where I keep the trade open until it goes to break even, or do I just gradually move it along the Donchian channel? I don't know. Green Dragon Gas, I went long this a few weeks ago when it popped up nicely here. It's done badly. So I think I have a stop down here somewhere. So, you know, I want Green Dragon Gas to go up, please. Get on with it. Infinity Pharmaceuticals. I'm long Infinity, and this week they didn't do very much. The previous week they did quite well. So you know, it looks like it's going in the right direction overall. I'm happy with that. So we'll see how it goes. International Tower Hill Mines. Gold miners essentially, and last week nothing much happened with the share price. The previous 2 weeks that they had risen. It's still a trade that's very much in the red for me. I think I went long as it came up through the 50 MA here, and it's moved, you know, a long way against me. But it's one of those things that I'm just going to hang on to it. So you know, I can follow this trade right down to zero if necessarily. I don't, you know, won't go to zero. I don't think, but we'll see. So, but you know, slightly better week this week, so that's good. Lloyds Banking, not a good week for me because I went short Lloyds as it came down through the 50 MA here, and or I think when the 20 crossed below the 50 moving average, I can't remember exactly. And since then, the price has sort of been bouncing up and down in this channel, and then this last week it bounced up through the channel and kicked off my stop, and so I made a loss of 1 times my risk. So that's a bit of a pain, really. You know, now I kind of think, well, when it was down here, I should have closed it, because I kind of felt it was going nowhere. In fact, if you look back at some of my previous videos, I talked about it just moving this way. You know, one could argue if it didn't keep moving down, scratch the trade because it's not going anywhere. Anyway, I left the trade open and kept ticking along, and it went against me. So, c'est la vie. Man Group, this is my trade of last week. You'll recall that I went long Man Group, and they've gone up a bit this week. So that's a good job. So we'll just see what happens again. If I just open up the graph, you can see how far Man Group had come down from 2007, you know, way down here, 2012 at very much a low point, and since then, albeit with some ups and downs, it's been rising. So I've gone long Man Group last week, and this week, you know, it's gone the right direction. So, but it's not going to be something that moves quickly, I don't think. We'll see. Nanoco was the trade of the week before. I went long Nanoco, and this week they went up a bit, so that's fine. You know, hopefully that'll continue. Newmont Mining again went up a little bit this week. Gold miners have done a bit better, so you know, good, because I think it went long here, and here it is way down. Long way to go. Petrobras went up this week. I think things in Brazil have sort of perked up a little bit. Things are a bit more optimistic about Brazil, so that was good. And I'm not sure, to be honest, whether the price of oil, I don't know what effect that has on Petrobras's price. You know, if oil goes up in price, does that mean that Petrobras becomes more profitable or less profitable? I have no idea. So I'd have thought that they're related somehow. So you know, certainly the price of Petrobras's share has come down a lot, but you know, Brazil has been having a hard time with elections and various sort of instabilities in recent times. So, but I think people are much more optimistic about Brazil this week anyway. So it's gone up. Hopefully, it's going to go storming up. We shall see. Range Resources, commodity, they're an oil and gas producer. Haven't done much. I guess, you know, they probably need the oil price to go up to become more profitable. I guess if you're digging or drilling oil out of the ground, it costs you a certain amount, to get a barrel of oil out of the ground. If you can't get much money back for your oil, then you're not making good profit, are you? So if the oil price starts to perk up, I'd have thought Range Resources would do better. If you look at the graph here, you can see how much the price of Range Resources varies, and we're at an all-time low, really, pretty much with Range Resources, and to me, I don't want to be stopped out of this trade only to find that we get some sort of massive increase in price like we have here. I'll just hang in there, because I think at some stage this is going to do phenomenally well. So if it doesn't make any money in the next weeks, well, not going to worry too much about that. It's trying to make some decent money, certainly in the next few months, maybe in the next year or so. That I'm much more interested in. I just have to be patient. It's a bit like, I think, going fishing, and you have to wait for the right things to come along. I've never been fishing, by the way. I have no idea whether it's like fishing. I'm making that up. Rightmove, these are the property people who advertise stuff. A few good weeks for Rightmove now. I'm short Rightmove, and who knows what's going to happen with the share price of Rightmove. I still think stuck record. I still think the property market is on the way down. So that's not good for Rightmove, because if people aren't buying properties, and if the value of properties is going down, people are going to stop buying and selling houses so much. That's going to affect their profitability, I think. I might be wrong, of course, but so we'll see. I'm short Rightmove. I'm happy to stay short Rightmove, but if it goes up much further, I'm going to get stopped out. So that's a bit of a pain. Teucrium corn, nothing much happened. Went down a little bit this week. If you remember, I did my Teucrium corn trade because this is a low for the past few years. It hasn't been running that long, actually, the Teucrium corn fund. So, but you can see how much it went up and it's gone down. And when corn starts to go up in price, if you look here in 2012, just how much it went up in price, it went from sort of $35 up to $50 in the space of just a few weeks. What will happen here? Will it jump up? It may do. Will it go down much? Well, it might do, but how low can the price of corn go? Probably lower than I would think is the answer to that, I would suspect, but we'll see. TR European Growth Trust have been going down, and so I'm short TR European, and this week nothing much happened to TR European. In fact, they're down slightly on the week, which is kind of surprising when you think about how the European indices are doing. Both the French and the German indices have done phenomenally well this week. So I would have expected the candle for TRG to have gone up, but no, in fact it's stayed much the same. And to me that suggests there is a real tussle between the bulls and the bears. The price wants to go up, but price wants to go down. So you end up with this sort of candle that hasn't gone anywhere very much. That's what we've got here this week, and hopefully, from my own point of view, hopefully that will go down, and I'll go back into a profitable trade, and as the weeks and possibly even as the months go by, I can just gradually reel in my stop loss and rack up the profit. So we'll see. So I'm having to be patient with TRG, which is absolutely fine. TR Property, however, I'm short this, and it's very much near my stop loss. So if TR Property goes up much more, my short trade on TR Property is going to be wiped out. You recall I went short TR Property when it came down through the moving average 50 here. I had been long TRY for a long time and made a good profit on the rise here, and I went short here. Probably prematurely. Looking at this candle, this was a very long-tailed candle, which often suggests there's pressure pushing the price up. So that possibly should have alerted me to a rise in price, and I think I possibly should have held my held my fire really, and not necessarily gone short when I did. I think I shorted it before that week had ended, it when the price was down here. So you know, it went up and has moved against me, and say it's going to hit my stop loss fairly soon unless it turns around. I still think it may do that. But you know, I'm very easily persuaded of property markets going down. It seems to be my pet sort of psychological tendency. So which I've got to be careful about, because it can you know, it gives me bias in my trading. It tends to make me want to short property all the time, and you know, possibly even do that when there is not enough evidence to you know, to do it. So a little lesson there really, but. Okay, we'll see. Turquoise Hill Resources has done okay. Actually, last week it went up through its 50 MA. This week it hasn't changed much. You know, it's a mining stock, and you know, hopefully it will do well. You can see again, if I open up the graph, you know, it's very much in a low place, and to me, this is something that has, you know, tremendous potential. So you can see that at one stage, you know, it was up at you know, sort of nearly £30. Now it's at £3.50. So if it goes up by a factor of 10, I mean, that's like 1,000% increase. So you know, I do feel that commodities are probably a place to be gradually accumulating, either the commodities themselves or the miners, the producers of the commodities. It tends to be the case that the producers of the commodities tend to do better than the actual commodity itself. So Turquoise Hill is essentially a sort of gold miner, I think, unless I'm much mistaken, and so the volatility on Turquoise Hill will be greater than gold itself. So in fact, it has a beta of 1.33, which suggests that it's actually about 30% more volatile than the market itself. So so this could do really well, but at the moment it's kind of not doing much. But it wouldn't take a lot of change for it to be doing, you know, pretty well, and it wouldn't take, you know, much more change for it to be a really good trade. So but like all things, you know, it can go the other way as well. USO, I'm long USO, and you know, being long USA has not been the place to be. You know, one could argue that maybe going long it now might be the thing to do, but you know, I went long USO, I don't know, somewhere up here, and I keep anticipating a turnaround. And no, I think I went long it down here. I think I had a kind of resistance line, a support line, sorry, drawn in, which I thought it was going to bounce off, and it just fell through. So that didn't go very well for me. Victoria Oil and Gas, again, another oil and gas producer, a better week for VOG, went up a little bit, you know, so that's good. Weight Watchers went down slightly. They're doing okay. Again, if I open up the graph, you can see, you know, this is in a very low place overall, but who knows where it'll be in the future. Wincanton had a stonkingly good week. I'm long Wincanton, so that was great. So keep on trucking. That's great. I think that's everything. So sorry, slightly longer video. So those are my positions, and I'll get going on sorting out my stop losses, see if there's any changes that I have to make over this next week to move my stop losses. You know, there won't be loads to do. And what I'm going to do now is to have a look through the markets and see if I can see some potential trades, and see if I can come with a good trade for this next week. So have a look on the next video and see what I'm going to trade. Catch up with you then. Okay, cheers, bye.